I'm not an engineer, but I am going to be doing an engineering lab today on metallography. Well, not so much doing the lab as describing the video to you. Let's get into it. To start our lab, we're going to take a little piece of metal with a blue strip on it, and we're going to go to our cutoff saw. That's labeled. I can see what that is. We're going to take the little squeezy thingies and put the piece of metal with the line in the saw, and then take the IKEA tool to twist her on up. Hit start. Oh, and then in the car wash machine, the saw is going to cut our little piece of metal. Now that you've cut your little piece of metal, you can use your IKEA tool to loosen up the squeezy things. Oh, and put the piece of metal back in. IKEA tool again, and we're going to do the car wash again. Zip. Oh, sparks. That looks dangerous. Perfect. IKEA tool, IKEA tool. All right, now we have another tiny piece of metal, and we're going to take out something. Sweet. Okay, we're done with the car wash saw. We're going to put on some gloves because science needs gloves, and we're going to wash our samples. So go to the sink, use some soap, and scrubby scrub scrub your little metal pieces all clean. We're going to dry them off with some very cheap paper towel. And then use a squeezy bottle and a solution to clean them up. Now we're going to do something called cold mounting with some resin per the instructions. Okay, first go in this cabinet and get little cups that you would use to distribute medicine, like a Robitussin situation. You're going to scoop, scoop, scoop the forbidden powder into your little Robitussin cup. Dump that into a Dixie cup that you would probably use for like mouthwash, I'm assuming. And then pour in some more forbidden liquid. Looks like a Kool-Aid situation. Mix, 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 mix with our popsicle stick. This isn't a popsicle, folks. Mix, 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 mix. Beautiful. Now we're going back to our cabinet. Gonna get out other pieces of metal, and we're gonna wrap these little metal wigs around the pieces of metal that we cut. Samples? Samples. That sounds sciencey. We're now going to pour in the forbidden liquid that we mixed. And 15 minutes later, it looks like, voila, it's hardened. We're going to now label our sample because in science, you label things. We have a piece of paper, a round piece of paper, and we're going to turn on some water and flatten the back. Oh, with a sander. We're going to round the edges, obviously. Okay, so the first step, we're grinding with this sander some water, and we're going to grind away the resin that we just cured. You can see our metal samples with their little metal wigs. Just going to keep, and I'm out here grinding. Yep, just grinding away. Science takes a long time. We're going to rinse and sonicate. I don't think that involves the little golden rings, or the hedgehog. We're going to take our little resin piece and put it in this doohickey and add some water. Now we're back. After the thing's been sonicating, apparently a real word, we'll take our little piece of resin and go to a different grinder, and then you'll be out here grinding some more. Grinding away. Zoom. 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 Looks pretty grinded. And as you contemplate your life choices about why you decided to be a scientist, You just keep grinding. Keep on grinding. Yep. Okay, now we're going to rinse it again. We're going to sonicate it one more time. It looks like while we prepare to polish it. So we've got another pad and some special spray. Couldn't read that. Those words were scary. We're going to crank this on again. No water this time. Only our fancy spray. Ooh, and some purple lube, baby. Interesting. Purple. I wonder why it's purple. Because science. Sure. Now we're going to rinse, rinse, rinse. Dry off our little resin cube. Not a cube. Our resin thing again. Oh, our little metal samples and their wigs are so cute. Now we're going to put that on the polisher and do some polishing. Swing and polish, polish, polish. Do 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 do. Polish, 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 polish. Yep, still not good. Still thinking about if I get paid enough to do this, honestly. It's a good thing I have these gloves. Isn't resin like bad for you? Gonna polish, polish, polish. Ooh, she looking shiny. That little crab in Moana would be really pumped about this, I feel, because of the shininess. It's a bad joke, but here we are. Okay, now it looks shiny enough. That's how you know that you're ready to move on to the next step, when it gets real shiny. Just kidding. I rechecked the shininess and I needed to go back. Shiny it up some more. So we're going to polish. Keep on polishing. And then we'll check again under the water. And we're going to sonicate this bad boy one more time. Drop that in there. And now we're going to polish it again, because your polishing is never done. So we're going to spray another pad for polishing with our spray. We're going to get our piece out, rinse it again. Rinse, rinse, rinse. Dry that baby off. Looking shiny. Then we're going to take it back to the polisher. No lube this time. Only the solution. Because it doesn't need to be as slippy. So you're going to keep polishing. Just swing. Get her all good and polished. Real shiny. It should be shiny enough that you could like blind someone with it. If you were to like, you know, do the thing where you do it back and forth with the light. Like a mirror. Just real shiny. Yep, beautiful. Looking so shiny. Shininess is very important for science. That's one of the things that we use. Beautiful. Cool, 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 cool. We're going to rinse it again because it needs to be clean. Sonicator again, okay? To shake it off. Now we're going to dry the sample, and we're going to do that by putting some liquid on it. Yep, that makes sense. Now we'll take our sample. We're going to do the final visual check. And we're going to do a microscope check for scratches. So we're going to put it in our microscope, and we're going to look at it and see if there's any imperfections in our little lab slab. All right, now we've got this bad boy adjusted. Just gonna do a little spinny here, a little movie there. Try a different lens, better 1 or 2. Yeah, 3 or 4. Looks good. Sweet. So now we're going to etch it. Yep. So we'll take this etching solution rub it on the top, and then we're going to wet it again and wipe it off. We're going to look at it, visually inspect. There's a lot of inspecting in science. We're going to take it right back to that microscope, check her up again. Now we are looking for what I like to call science dots. So we're going to check it under all these different lenses. It's looking like it's got a lot of dots. So pretty much I think we're ready for our experiment now. Oh, just kidding. I was wrong. We're going to add, we're going to etch it again and rub this etchy stuff on it. We're going to rinse that off again, dry it, and then we're going to look at it with our eyeballs still. So what you're looking for is to make sure that the frosty, like the shine that you got earlier is gone. You don't want to see that at all. The shininess apparently is bad. So we're going to check again, rotate it through all these lenses, looking like a good amount of dots. Like I think we're almost ready at this point. Perfect. We were in fact ready. We're going to flatten, mount for imaging. We're going to stick this in the microscope. And we're looking for a lot of dots. As you can see, you're hoping for a surface of the moon is a good, like, example. We're going to try and see if we can identify any of these specific craters, because that's going to tell us a lot about this metal for sure. And that's the end of the experiment. You did it. You're an engineer.